Okay. Greetings, family, to a special show tonight on Healing Circle Tuesday. We're going to have a special guest who's going to be a part of this program tonight. I'm Uncle Risen's son, also known as Uncle Hank, Uncle Ankh. This is Brother Laji Selassie. Get ready for this. This is going to be a hot show. We're going to be talking about how we all been bamboozled with a normal lifespan. Our normal lifespan is a miseducation that's on steroids. And for all our Christian brothers, Abrahamic brothers and sisters, everybody on the planet basically has been robbed of their natural cycle of life. We're supposed to live like Adam. If we're descendants of Adam, we're either the worst descendants or somebody tampered with our natural life battery. Adam lived almost 1,000 years. Noah almost lived 1,000 years. And then we think because we got rubber tires and cell phones that we're the greatest thing since baked sliced bread. And we don't live past 60, and we're lucky if we get past 80. So family, we've been duped. We have been duped as far as how you doing, Kafunya?
Hey, Kafunya.
Yeah, we've been duped on what's considered youth. Now, on the Earth's interior, it is known in the various publications that the average human lifespan is 1,500 years. However, here on the Earth's surface, we are considered, it's become the social norm and heading more towards the lifespan being, again, maybe 30 or 40. If the powers that be have their way, you won't live very long after the age of 30. And a big part of that is the genetic engineering of food, the misapplication of attitudes and emotions on the crystal gardens of our human cells. So without further ado, let's do our openings, and we're going to move on into this amazing show tonight because there is hope. There's a rope of hope. And you don't have to be a dope to believe the hype because we have remedies. Testosterone is at an all-time low in men. Men actually are having so little testosterone that we've become collectively little pee-wee Hermans, and in a society that only thing they want from a man is the words, yes, dear, however you want it, dear. So we're really in a state of trepidation, degradation, and what would be devolved? Devolution? What is it, Laji? Devolution?
I would give it devolution. Devolution.
Devolution. So let's do our openings and let's get into it.
Call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Crystals and pyramids. Success is your destiny. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Remember always who
Okay, here we go, family. I'm going to put my face up here first and foremost. Thank you for being born. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for surviving the staccato airport adolescence of your youth. In case you had a bumpy ride, we congratulate you for surviving. And individually and collectively, we say our I am, not the I am. Our I am is the ultimate reality. In some religions or spiritual paths, they say the divine. God is the ultimate reality. Our I am presence that lives in our hearts is the ultimate reality. And with that being said, I am in me, I am in Laji, I am in Kofunya, I am in you, the listening audience, now and in the future. For those who listen to the show in the future, we salute you, we acknowledge you, and most of all, we want to remember that we are energy and we forgive everybody from our past lives and ask everybody from our past lives to please forgive us. We individually and collectively spin our heel into the awareness of the here and now and say, yes, I am forgiving all future possibilities. And I ask all future possibilities to please forgive me. And with that being said, we invite Yeshua, Black Madonna, Mother Mary, Mary of Magdalene. We invite, here's Mary, Black Madonna. I don't have a picture of Mary of Magdalene. I need to bring one. Angel of Protection, Archangel Michael. We thank and invite those names above: Yeshua, Melchizedek, Black Madonna, Mary of Magdalene, Archangel Michael. We thank you and invite you. Nikolai Tesla, Sanat Kumara, Enoch the Ethiopian who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron, gatekeeper of Mount Shasta in Northern California, into the hollow earth where humans live 1,500 years instead of a minuscule itty bitty 60 to 80 and feel like they're worthy if they get past 30. The latest Christ born in the Congo, Simeon Toko, ascended master from Senegal, Sheikh Amadou Bamba. We thank you and invite you. We say thank and invite Lady Buddha, Buddha, Lady Krishna, Krishna, Ganesh, Imhotep, Ptahotep, Akhenaten. We thank and invite Elijah Malik El Shabazz, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Sitting Bull. We thank and invite Nat Turner, John Brown. In case I said it twice, we're going to stick around anyway. And Harriet Tubman, Mary McLeod Bethune, Toussaint Overture, Dessalini, all the shaman warriors, the Zulu warriors, the Zulu shamans of South Africa. Credo Mutwa, we thank and invite. May we be elevated tonight with the sacred words and the genius of our featured guests. And we say together, Ashe, Mahalo, Donada, Wado, Amen, Amen. So let it be spoken, so let it be done. Welcome, Queen Afua. I mean, not Queen Afua, Queen Yana.
Hi, Yana.
Listen, Kofunya, I'm going to put you in the back with that sign. Okay. Oh, you came back? Anytime you throw that up, I'm going to put you in the back. Because we want to see your young looking face in your plate.
Here we go.
You know, but if you put a drape on your crystal dome, we're gonna put you in the back so you can roam.
Oh.
I'm trying to make it rhyme. Okay, without further ado, this is what we always say at the start of most recent shows. Let me see if I have it up here. The banner for the Y Power. I've had so many brothers and sisters, especially sisters. Sisters be asking, like, who is he? Oh, I want to meet him. I don't know why it's the women that be, trying to, and I say it's a brother. He's an ET. I want to see his face.
Oh God.
I know why.
I want to go to his house. So, the brother had enough common sense to say, I'm going to remain anonymous. So without further ado, I want to invite, with great honor and appreciation, our featured guest tonight, Brother Y Power. You are live on Magnus Crystals Pyramids, brother. Say hello.
Hi there. Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Peace, my brother.
Can you hear everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Before you begin, tell us how you got started in things pertaining to health, being that we all have a shorter lifespan than some ants.
Well, basically, my angle or the context of my understanding the human body, which started at when I was about 12 years old through a lot of study, but a particular context was the electron flow process, the data potential of the cells. So basically, the whole idea is that, well, in the science, is that the physical cell can't function properly without its electrical flow. So you have a flow of current going around the outer membrane and around the inner nucleus in opposite directions. So normally 70 to 100 millivolts, okay, per cell, if the cell is working correctly. Below 70 millivolts, you start to get cellular dysfunctions. At zero millivolts, you have cell death. So then the communication systems of the body, the messaging systems, the interplay of life is electrical primarily. So we could look at that prime set as the functional connecting factor to life. So you have maybe the abstract forces of life, and then you have the chemistry of life. And the medium connecting the two when we're alive is electrical flow, right? So then some things are subsets of the electrical flow, but the messaging systems of the body are as important as virtually anything, because the signal that you're putting to your body from your body, the signals that radiate through your whole body will emit, for example, I am old or I am young. Okay, so then we could say, okay, let's look at stem cells. So we say, okay, we want to increase stem cells, stem cell production. Like, for example, stem cell production from your thigh bones. Without that current flow, you're not going to release proper stem cells. Okay, so that's well-researched information. So again, current, right? So then let's say we look at other factors with cell function. So we say, okay, I don't want to lose my telomeres. I want to keep my telomerase up. So some systems try to forcibly increase telomerase, right? Which then creates problems, certain problems. Even you could grow tumors, for example, from telomerase-rich induction of certain cells that are not supposed to be growing the way they're growing. But if you do it through another angle, for example, the angle of the immune system, then you could upregulate telomerase and affect your telomeres and slow the loss of telomeres. Then you have what? Mitochondrial energy. People say, raise mitochondrial energy and you will get younger. Okay, that's all very good. The problem is when you raise mitochondrial energy, you also increase free radical activity. So when we get older, we downregulate mitochondrial energy to do what? Or for what reason? Because our oxidation and reduction has been disturbed. But the prime means through which you don't have proper oxidation and reduction is through the electron flow, right? So we upregulate the electron flow as a prime set in the whole communication systems of the body. So it's a totally different angle from, let's say, for example, certain scientists who said that you could slow down aging or reverse aging through simply manipulating mitochondrial energy. But that's not how things work. You have a lot of interrelated things happening in a cell. And so you can't affect one thing without impacting all the other ones. You have to regulate many different systems. So anyway, so that's the main angle of Willpower, or the main concept behind life process. Okay. In this type of thinking, this type of work.
All right.
So then if you...
I just want to say, you got Brother Laji on. What's your experience, Brother Laji, Kafunya, Queen Yana, as far as what your experience, starting with you, Laji. What has your experience been the first time you tried it?
Well, I've been using it every day up until about, Saturday? And because I'm gonna do somebody got in the is youth generation possible? So I'm going on the youth generation process with Brother Alex. So I had to stop it so they could see my body. I'll put it to you like this, real simple, real quick. I told him I had this prostrate problem. I'm getting up 7, sometimes 10 times at night. The only way it works for me, because I'm doing my decree, so I'm in that somnambulistic state. As soon as I go to the bathroom, I can knock out a decree, all right? Boom. So the day I stopped it, that night, now it had been reduced since I've been taking the Willpower, right? From going from 7 to 10 times at night to go pee, right? It went down to, I thought it was twice, but it really went down to 1. Because at 5 o'clock, I get up to do the spiritual program that I invite people to do here, right? So it really went down to 1 time. The day I stopped, that night, it went back up to 7.
That's amazing. Kofunya, tell us what your experience has been with the Willpower, just taking the shots at Nicholas. Special acknowledgement to Monique and Nicholas Bookstore.
Greetings to the creator of the Willpower. I just would like to say that, sometimes the feeling is undescribable, but you do notice that there's a difference within your energy, within your thinking process, how to process things very quickly from an intuition base. And I had the opportunity to read some of the testimonies of the Willpower, and I chant to be getting my Willpower shortly, because there are things out here that we're not exposed to that are hidden because other people have an agenda for the collective.
Okay,
But
Kofunya, hold on a second. Tell us what happened at Nicholas when you took the Willpower.
well, I'm gonna get there.
Oh, okay. Don't make it all night because we got a guest on here. Make it short and sweet.
All right. Well, Uncle Hanky would always give us the kettlebells, and he would tell us. Well, he would tell me, Kafunya, pick up the kettlebell. So I would have a struggle in picking up. I think it's a 50-pound kettlebell. I think Uncle Hanky could verify that.
25.
25 pound. And I would struggle with that. And then he would say, okay, drink the Willpower, or even hold it. And I would lift that kettle like almost up to my head. So I know there's some frequency happening there. So I'll leave it there. I'll land my plane.
Thank you, Kofunya. Tell us why does that happen? How does it happen so quickly, brother?
Okay, so here's a couple of things. So when you get the right message in your body, right? So, okay, let's say, for example, we look at the ingredients and we say, this ingredient does this ingredient does that, this ingredient does this. So that's one level of understanding things. But just like with, for example, bombs and nuclear bombs and such, if you look at a piece of uranium, one person will say that's a rock. Another person will say, well, if I use a particle accelerator and displace this energy from the atom, well, and hold it and compress it, it's a bomb. So what is matter, right? So if we look deeper beyond just what seems to be the surface chemistry, then we could start to see other things. So then when you look at those other things, then you look at interplays of information. And the interplays of information and the transfer of the information and life force isn't necessarily that slow. Okay. So then there's different layers of different things that happen over time, but initially the immediate demonstration of the boost in systemic electrical flow, the thing that keeps you alive, right? That's what's boosting the strength. You're boosting life. You're not boosting a secondary chemical. You're not boosting a hormone. You're boosting life. That's the whole point of this. And so then how do we also know what's going on? Okay, so if you look at the test, you will see people who did oxygen saturation test. Like if you're over 80 years old and you got a lung operation and you're not going to get your oxygen saturation up with scar tissue in your lungs, and then you take this product and oddly and miraculously medical tests show an increase in oxygen saturation. So that's a demonstration of you're rebuilding the vital flow of life, because when people were dying, they were not going to have very good oxygen saturation, for example, right? So there's messaging systems, there's electrical flows, there's respiration, there's reestablishing life information in the body. So when you just hold the bottle, we got to remember the sympathetic resonance and frequency transfers that happen with people. So that's part of also what's going on there.
And the reason
So
I'm
you have the information fields, you have the electrical fields. The chemistry comes, as the least important thing, because I have about 100 plus formulations that do this interplay with different ingredients. So it's about the molecular interplay, okay? And always in relation to the electron, and always in relation to how it goes into your body and how it spreads through your body like a machine.
okay. I just wanted to ask you a question. I want to thank you, Kafunya, for your testimony, because it was so profound. The difference within seconds, I uploaded it into the YouTube, and the shock factor on your face is almost entertaining. And seeing you take that 25-pound kettlebell and look like you're going to throw it like a softball.
Yes, it's true. And uh, I have a question, or will I be able to ask the guest a question?
Sure.
Yes. Are there peptides that, there's this whole thing about peptides going on right now. It's trending. Can you speak on the peptides? Are there peptides in your formulation?
Okay. What you see in the ingredients is exclusively and only what's in the product. So there's no hidden anything. So when you see CGMP, FDA registered facility, and 5 technologies to authenticate ingredients, you can't have those credentials and hide ingredients. But with the peptide situation, when you mix the product with water, peptides are created. The exact science behind that I'm not going to reveal, but peptides are created. So then if you say, okay, well, peptides are supposed to do this, peptides are supposed to do that, peptides are supposed to regenerate. Okay, well, look at, for example, what happens with the autophagy factors. Look at what happens with age spots. Look at what happens with saggy tissues, some people's bags under the eyes. Some people who had male breast that reversed. The gynecomastia. If you look at some of the testimonials, those things seem virtually impossible. Some people who got like body recomposition changes, these are consistent with one of the factors, some of the things that peptides are known to do. But doing it and saying you're doing it is, of course, 2 different things. But but you see some of those effects on the testimonials.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, now continue where you left off as far as electricity, and why do people respond to why do cells respond to that particular formula? Because I find it fascinating, as a garage tinker. Go ahead.
Okay, so going into that, okay, let's say, for example, people say, oh, there's whey in the product. Because there's whey in the product, therefore, whenever they've done dairy in the past, any type of dairy, they get mucus, they get skin issues, they get all these things. But then when they take this, the opposite happens. Like, for example, one of the testimonials where this guy had chronic nasal congestion and one sinus was chronically congested most of his life. He didn't have much energy. He works at a major health food store, and he's taking the best supplements that the world could possibly offer, because this health food store is unbelievable with the things that they have. And he was also taking this blue dye that's supposed to do some of the things with mitochondria and cell respiration, but that did not get rid of his sinus congestion. So he looked at Willpower and he's like, what is this going to do? And if anything, it has whey, it's going to make my mucus worse. Well, the opposite happened. Look what happened. Opened up his nostrils, decongested that nose for the first time in who knows most of his life, which you could read his testimonial, got his energy up, did things he did not expect. Okay. So then what is it? So if we use whey to boost glutathione in that context, and to be able to allow whey to do that for you effectively, is completely different from taking whey protein powder. So it's functionally completely different. And when you create an interplay between ingredients, you create other things. Okay? So it's like how you could create peptides. So you create other things. So whey with X, Y, and Z is completely different with whey without that. So getting the molecular dance, the electrochemical dance correct, that's what makes this work and why the body loves it, accepts it. And then you have the electron donorship, the electron transfer, the messaging systems, the upregulation of many things related to aging. Okay. Like, for example, with autophagy. So one would say, oh, autophagy is supposed to get rid of senescent cells. Great. So what do people do? I'm going to fast to induce autophagy. Okay. Well, the people in the testimonials didn't fast. So how could you get rid of gynecomastia, male breast, when you were told as a big Dubai, real estate developer with all the money in the world that the doctors tell you have to do an operation? So is white power an operation in a bottle? No. So what happened? You give the body back the proper information. You induce autophagy. You clear out senescent cells. You open the pathways back up for life, and things start to restructure. So, or the age spots. For example, age spots is caused by what they call lipofuscin or lipofuscin. Some people call it lipofuscin. So that's sugars that cause cross-links and binding factors. But it basically says damaged cells. So when you see the age spots on your hands, there's more damage in the brain usually if you research that. So how do you undo an age spot? How do you lighten an age spot? There's nothing in here that bleaches age spots. So why is it happening? So it's another evidence of the systemic messaging system reestablishing I am younger. I am younger. How old are you? I'm 19. I'm 19. So your body resonating with that ends up creating these effects. But it's a whole complex electrochemical messaging dance that goes on with the white power. Even like when you see, okay, people in the gym, why do they get way stronger on the white power? Why does that happen? We're not giving them hormones. We're rebuilding the life flow. And why do you work out at a lower heart rate? Like Rick Barry in the Testimonials, the NBA Hall of Famer. Why do you work at a lower heart rate, a higher intensity? You're getting energy at a lower heart rate. So that shows what? It's not a stimulant. You're getting real energy because real energy doesn't raise your heart rate, right? Stimulants do. Or the people who had chronic sleep issues, and that got corrected, 10 years of chronic sleep issues and lack of energy. So how do you fix sleep but also increase energy at the same time? You got to get the cells functioning correctly again. You have to have respiration, mitochondrial energy up regulation in relation to reductive systems being balanced, and then all the proper messaging systems, the endothelial function improvement, the people who've had their blood sugar go down on the product, the people who've had their blood pressure go down on the product, these are, measured things, or cholesterol go down. Some people say, oh, if I take whey, it's going to increase my cholesterol. Well, white power is not whey. So the people who got the reduction of their cholesterol, even though there's whey in it, because it's not whey, it's an interplay, it's a dance of different things. But there's nothing in it, for example, to forcibly push down cholesterol, because forcibly pushing down cholesterol isn't necessarily always wise. But getting the body back to a certain state where that falls into place is a totally different story.
I want to, 1 second, brother. I want to, family, I got to read this. This information is provided for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute providing medical advice or professional services. The information provided should not be used for diagnosing or treating a health problem or disease, and those seeking personal medical advice should consult with a licensed physician. Always seek the advice of your doctor or other qualified health provider regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on magnets, crystals, pyramids. If you think you have a medical emergency, call 911 or go to the nearest emergency room immediately. No physician-patient relationship is created on this YouTube channel or its use. So please continue, brother.
Yeah. So to support what you just said, also, these things are not happening because of medical treatment reasons of anything. It's just systems going back into the proper, more balanced place, like a younger person. It has nothing to do with treating cholesterol, treating blood pressure, treating blood sugar. No, what we're addressing is youthfulness. That's it. Okay? Which is not a medical condition. So yeah, that's the thing. So it's a downstream consequence of the prime set of life, not the subset of secondary things like the shadows that we look at that we think are the person. We're looking at the root factors of life. That's what Willpower is about.
Okay. And how long does it take once a person orders? What's the turnover time for delivery on average?
Well, I mean, if you're ordering during the week before 3 p.m., it gets processed that day, and then you get a tracking and information as to when it's coming.
That's very interesting.
So by the next day, you get tracking info and the such. Yeah.
Good. Because I always
depends on what location you're at, but it's all sent up by ground.
Okay, because I bring free, and I'm not. I'm only promoting this for your highest good. I'm not a retailer, so when I have it at Nicholas, and when we had it, Laji and Atlanta at Gathering of the Masters, we gave it out for free. Kafunya, we gave it out for free.
Wonderful.
And the testimonies were off the chain. Laji, you remember that lady who was in the wheelchair? Hold. Unmute your mic. Push it again. Okay, now you're there.
Yeah, I remember that lady wheeling up in a wheelchair.
Tell us about it.
Wheelchair, right? Get out of the wheelchair. But that was so much fun at your table anyway. It was so much fun. And then coming back, walking, saying, I need some more of that powder. You forgot that?
Oh, Kafunya wasn't there.
Oh. No, I'm talking about the sister that was in the wheelchair. You forgot her?
I didn't forget her. I wanted you to share it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She had on the red and white, some outfit she had. She gets up out of the wheelchair. She started walking over and then coming back and saying, Hanky, you got some more of that stuff? I mean, I'm feeling it. Yeah, that's what I saw. And not only that, there was a line of people when you ran out of it to just smell the box. Just had people come there smelling the white powder, right? Smelling the white powder, and then doing the lift, what do you call that? The muscle lift,
the muscle test.
Oh man, it was deep.
So tell us, how is that possible that people can actually inhale and then get benefits?
Tell us, how is that possible that people can actually?
Go ahead. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Okay, if you look at many different layers of existence in life and life process, obviously we have to breathe to live. How long are we going to live without breathing? So there's elements, or whatever you want to call it. Some people say chi, prana, oxygen, whatever, gases, noble gases in the air. But there's a dance of different things that we don't see with the eyes that are constantly in the air anyway. So when you inhale, you got the messaging systems, the message, because it's many, many different layers of things. Once chemistry is set up correctly, all these layers play together correctly, right? Even interdimensionally, many different levels of things are being interplayed with correctly, right? So if you think of a magnifying glass, right? You say, oh, there's sun. Okay, there's sun. Put it through a magnifying glass. On the other side, you get so much more heat, energy, and fire, right? So there's a focal point effect in that sense also. So when the messages are being sent up into the nose, the brain computer says, oh, okay, I get these messages. Micromolecularly, I get these messages, and I'm going to rewire myself for life to manifest life, and life also manifests in strength. So then another factor, for example, is like I tell people this. Okay, if you really want to know how powerful this product is, go to a cell phone tower. If anybody does, regular kinesiology, right? See if anyone could be strong close to a cell phone tower or even physically right on a 5G cell phone tower. Everybody will go weak. Those who take white power, I challenge people to tell me what happens. Because
What
what
happens?
happens is that you don't just stay strong. You don't just not get weak. The body, the messaging systems, the setup in the systems, the intelligence that's reestablished, it looks to convert that bad information frequency field into more power for you. So even if you turn around and say, okay, they're polluting the environment, well, on the electrical level, can your body actually convert that into more life for yourself instead of being negatively affected by it? But so that's one thing I put out for the audience. Like, try that out. Let us know. Let Uncle Hank know what you see, what you experience.
I have a question. What I'm picking up is that it's like when you give the soil, when you re-nourish the soil, because most of the soil has been depleted of minerals and whatnot. So what it reminds me of is like when you give the soil the proper nutriments, things begin to align themselves. So I fully understand what Uncle Hanky says. He's not here to promote, the white power for, the disclaimer and everything. It's just that you're giving the body and the cells the proper soil so it can align itself so you can be your greatest version, because being on the planet, we're not here to suffer, but we suffer because we don't know.
Thank you,
And
Kapunya.
with all the food and the GMOs and everything like that, I know, I'm going to be ordering mine soon. So I just want to say that. But that's what I picked up from your conversation, is that you're providing the necessary compounds or whatnot so the body can do what it's meant to do.
Is that true?
Yeah. Well, just remember one thing. The compounds are the least of it. The interplay and the dance of life, that molecular atomic level stuff is more where it's at.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe
all
I
right.
couldn't find the
Because
words.
otherwise we say, well, this ingredient does this ingredient does that, this ingredient does this. But oddly enough, when people take those ingredients, it doesn't do those things. This is why, like, one of the testimonials with a guy who works in that health food store, who has the top so-called nutrients, top vitamins, top everything. See what he said. He did not think Y Power would do what it does because he's so knowledgeable about the chemistry. But the other level of chemistry, which is more like atomic physics, is a different story. So the formula to him looked pretty simple. How is this going to do anything? Read his testimonial, Dane, on the testimonials on the website. So it's another animal altogether. The interplay of the life process and the atomic level of those ingredients, that's what we're after. We're not after what those ingredients are known to do.
Right. Makes sense to me. I'm very happy that Uncle Hanky introduced me to it, and also introducing to the collective that comes through every Sunday, when we give people a sample of the white power. So I would like to congratulate you for getting the missing link, so to speak, so our bodies can function the way they were meant to function.
And special acknowledgement again, if you live in the tri-state area, Kafunya's there with her unique crystals. I'm there giving free samples on Sundays, 2 to 7 p.m. Nicholas,
Hank?
To share,
Yeah.
network in the spirit of Ubuntu, this wonderful product and this wonderful service. So, share with us, brother, some of the many miracle stories you have heard.
Well, you can see quite a bit of them on the testimonials, but okay. So, well, one thing I wanted to address was okay. So the urination issue, right? Okay, so a number of people got on the Willpower and they noticed, okay, PSA went down in their medical test, right? Many things happen, including sexual strength improvement for both women and men. But for example, it's not a sex product. So why is it causing that sexual effect? Okay. It's again going back to inducing youthful patterns in the body, right? So now going back to the urination issue. So, and then, you take it for just under 2 months, and then you see this dramatic change. But then when you stop taking it, he went back to, that excess urination situation. So here's the thing. So someone might say, oh, but this must be a temporary effect. No, what's happening is that when the dramatic benefit happened, it's the messages that were starting to change and change and change. And if you keep the messages changing and the body keeps perceiving itself as younger, then eventually the body follows the restructuring into that younger function. Because if you look at the Willpower again, there's no saw palmetto in it, there's no pygeum in it, there's no pumpkin seed oil, and there's no beta-syssterol in it. So there's no zinc. What's causing these effects with the urination? There's no anti-inflammatory per se, so what's, at any level. So what's causing these things? So it's the prime set, getting the life process corrected. So then if you look at even osmotic pressure in terms of cell electricity and the regulation of fluids, and can you absorb water at the right layers, XYZ layers of the cell? Well, you need that voltage to be able to balance all of that. You need the voltage and you need the intelligence of the cells to go back to a younger intelligence and to see itself as a younger function. And then those effects happen. Right? So that's like, for example, with that's one of the things. But there have been so many things that have happened for people. Like one guy had bursitis for 40 years. He's in the testimonials. Now, I found it even hard to believe, but 2 days into taking Willpower, he said his bursitis pain he had for 40 years went away. So is there a painkiller in the product? No. But is there youth induction in the product? Yes. Other people with mood situations that got corrected, other people with ADD, ADHD, PTSD that got corrected. Is there some sort of brain manipulating drug in here? No. Is there youth induction from the body to the brain back down to the body? Yes. Can you send messages from the body to tell the brain, hey, look, you don't need to be occupied trying to fix these problems. So then the brain is free to go to what? Higher functions, right? You don't need to be struggling with your brain electricity trying to correct the body electricity issue, right? So then higher functions of the brain manifest. So, for example, some of the kids who had symptoms of autism, well, how could something, this is not treating autism, it's not treating a disease, but so why would a 5-year-old, three kids so far, all 3 of them using it, had, according to the parents, massive improvement. But it's not a drug, it's not addressing autism, it's not addressing a disease, it's liberating different parts of the brain through the the electron flow process in the body, in the messaging systems. Yeah, so that's, some of the interesting things. Now, when you look at the sexual effects, there are women, at first I found it hard to believe, who started telling me that their wetness came back. Okay. Now, Why would that happen? Is there anything in here that's going to cause wetness to come back? No.
Mm.
It's inducing youthfulness. It's not about forcing wetness. The men who say, "Oh my God, this is like a vicious Viagra in the morning." Is there a Viagra in it? Is there Cialis in it? No. Is there Yohimbi in it? No. Is there any known erection-inducing substance in it? No. It's the reinduction of the youthful process, right? Those who increase their semen production. Is there something to increase semen in it? No. It's the induction of the youthful process again. Okay, so so you got mental effects, sexual effects, body recomposition things, energy things, sleep things, skin things, all these different things. So you say, oh, it must be for this or it must be for that. It's for none of those things.
Well, I'm gonna share this.
It's for reinducing youthful body process.
I'm taking the liberty, family, to say that it's edible orgone. And the reason I say that, Kafunya, Laji, audience, I put a little bit on my crystal. And it seemed like the crystal got activated.
Mm.
That's why I said, wait a minute. When I put a little bit in my mouth without the water,
Mm-hmm.
the muscle test, the lifting of the weights are lighter that we do at Nicholas. And I do it quietly, but I put a little bit on my crystal. And I notice a difference in the energy of the crystal. Now, what's up with that, Mr. Y Power? How come this seems to activate a crystal, or is it my imagination?
Well, I'll put it this way. How about bags of chips in the health food store shelf? Chips are dead. Put a bottle of Y Power along that same shelf and see what happens to the chips.
Ooh.
Okay. So there's a resonant frequency transfer. Okay. Different things resonate different frequencies. So you could re-entrain other things with the information from something else.
Wow.
So that's part of what's going on there.
That's
I have a question.
With a bottle of Wi-Fi on my pillow.
There's some other things that sound crazy, like the interdimensional stuff, so I don't go into that too much.
We're going to go into it. Stand by.
We like that.
Stand by. Logi, go ahead. And then Kafunya, you share.
I was telling Alex and Hank, I sleep with like 2 books under my pillow of the Ascended Masters, and that gives a frequency in the engine, and no more demons come and mess with me at night. So now I'm thinking I'm gonna put a bottle of the Y Power by my head also, and let's see what happens. Or maybe I shouldn't do that until we start our project.
I don't know.
You can put it by your head because that's frequency transfer. That's fine.
Okay.
Wow.
So Kafunya,
yeah,
I'm going to give you a little bottle. I'm gonna pour some in a bottle, and then you go ahead and start playing with it with your crystals and see, and then get back to us and let us know what happened.
Absolutely.
Because I give those samples away. Any questions in the if you have a question, put it in the comments. Special acknowledgement to Marlies in Louisiana. Hope you're safe with the hurricane that's coming through. Milton, I think it's a hurricane called Milton that's going through.
Yeah, new one.
Yeah, new one. And she had some beautiful comments. She texted me. I said, Marlies, we doing the show. Copy, paste, and put it in the comments. So let's see. Oh, question is, how much is it? Who wants to answer?
I would say it's affordable. Very, very affordable for the everyday person to take. And plus, from what I'm hearing, it's priceless. You can't, I mean, even if it was unaffordable and you wanted to, realign your health forward, it would be worth it. I have a question, sir. What is your name again? I'm sorry.
Y Power Man.
You call me Y Power guy.
Okay, Y Power. So when you buy your first, when you buy your first container, is it something that lasts maybe 90 days, or what do you recommend?
It's exactly 1 pound, and so there's 22 to 24 scoops in there, depending on settling. You could always play around with it, but the little kids who had those big effects were only taking a teaspoon. if you look at Daniel Abid in the Testimonials, he was only taking a teaspoon and got all the effects. But then other people at once, see, because of the frequency, just sniffing it. If you just sniff it and you see an effect, let me see. So at different dosages, there's different effects. So, but the flow of information happens even at a teaspoon. Now, if you're looking at the electrochemical, 1 scoop, for people working out, athletes, whatever, 2 scoops, they enjoy and experience, big effects from. Some people temporarily go extreme and, try 3 scoops and then notice very quick body recomposition changes, like tightening your skin and lifting your face. I mean, people have reported things like that. And then at that quantity, of course, the vicious morning situation, the wood. So the thing is that it all depends on the body. And for sure, you have to be hydrated. So don't take Willpower if you're taking diuretics. Okay. Actually, if you have taking any drugs, just check with your doctor anyways. But make sure you're hydrated, because you want to conduct through water. Okay. You're not going to conduct through a dry system.
Makes sense.
So you could experiment with it. Me personally, I take 2 scoops, 1 to 2 scoops a day. That's what I take. A lot of people also, it could be like you take it for 6 days, you stop for 1 day. And the 1 day you stop, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stop working, because once the programming goes in, the more youthful program, your body stays with it. But then in a way, you could say every day something's trying to bring us to our death. What do you do every day? Reboot against the things that are detrimental. Okay? So every breath in the city, everything ultimately is kind of speeding up the deterioration process. So how do you counter it? Do you have anything to counter all that? Yeah, so that's kind of like, anyways, what this is. But yeah, you could play around with the dosage and see what works for you.
Now, I wanted to find out, how did you, you don't have to reveal everything, but I know the mind is brilliant, and I know we're magnificently made in the image of creation, whatever that name you choose to do. How did you, when did it happen for you when this formulation came upon you?
Well, for one thing, I've been in practice balancing and helping people through electrochemistry for 34 years.
Oh, okay.
And then before I started that, I studied intensely for a good 12 years. But when I say studied, I'm talking about learning about cellular electron transfer when I was 12. And it was not confusing. If you don't limit a kid's brain and let them still have the 3-dimensional creative visual brain, if you don't lock that out of the kid or block it out of the kid, then all of that makes perfect sense to a kid. So I was such a kid. So cellular electron transfer for me was incredible. And then learning about chi was incredible. Doing chi experiments that worked was incredible. Doing consciousness altering things naturally, like self-hypnosis and things of the sort, was incredible. But before all of that, living in an area, I remember at 2 years old, where nature meditated me. I didn't meditate. Nature did it to me. So like when you merge with consciousness in that sense, who's going to tell you later on what the limits of things are? When you see impossible things from the time you're a kid, when you see a person walk into fire higher than his head, wearing only shorts, with his eyes open, how did he keep his eyes from burning? Walks into the fire and just stands there. Who's going to tell you later on the limits of what is and what isn't possible? Right? So the interplay of elements, how does one manipulate fire? How does one manipulate these elements? What is the interplay? There's an interplay, but what is that interplay? Right? So then recent science, where they found out that they could purify bodies of water with lasers. So what is that about? That's light interacting with the water element, the light element and the water element, the interplay between the two, and understanding that you could cause a separation of toxic molecules from water through light. Okay? Things fall out of solution with light. But then the same thing is true with bombarding a photon accelerator, bombarding a particle and creating an energy release. So that's an interplay. Yeah. So those things inform your mind and give you the context to perceive what you're learning in a different way. So that's the bigger thing. Context is way more valuable to me than content. You can get content, but it's context that leads to invention.
I want to share. There's a sister I know whose child got through intimidation at the office, and they ended up with a bad case of what would you call it? I think the medical word is the baby wasn't able to talk at 5 years old.
The medical word is autism, yeah.
Yeah, and she started her child on it, and within 2 weeks, he began talking and reading, where before all he was making was sounds.
Wow.
And this is somebody I know personally. And I was like, here, take some. Let me know how it works out. And she gave me that phone call.
Wow.
So that's why I call it edible orgone. And I really, family, orgone is powerful. It's like, imagine you getting a voltage of chi, vital force in the body. Because I don't know why crystals seem to work better after I put the powder on the crystal.
Oh, I gotta try that. I definitely.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hook you up to California this Sunday. And anybody else who's a crystal experimenter in the tri-state area who's free on Sunday, you can come and get a small little container while they last, so that you could do your own experiments with your ultimate crystal, which is your body. We got a question from Ahmed Tanks. Have any menopausal women gotten their menstrual cycle back? Is the question.
Ooh.
Not that I know of.
Oh, well, I remember one lady.
What I know is that they've gotten wetness back. I don't know about the rest, but the wetness they got back, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to ask a question, Hank.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
What would someone expect or be subject to if they are doing the year-long project like you and I talked about?
You talking about the program?
Yeah.
We can talk about that more privately, if you don't mind.
Cool. All right, cool.
Because I like to keep it within the context of talking about this particular science.
Great.
Yeah, I would like to build on the fact when we don't socialize or deprogram our children when they come in with these natural abilities, like they're intuitive, they can see things. And so I understand, what you're saying about how nature taught you but gifted you with these various abilities, because I myself, as a youngster, pardon me?
Nature gave me context.
Right, context. Okay, so let's talk about the context. Okay, context, not content. Context. Okay, so as a youth coming up, and still to this day, I always was infatuated by thunder and lightning. I love thunder and lightning. I would go to the window and my parents would say, "Oh, get away from the window, get away from the window." And I would just be there and I would say to myself, "Ooh, humans can do this. This is nature. This is it would make me, it would energize me and make me very, very happy when it comes around. Even to this day, I just love the energy of the thunder and the lightning. I just wanted to add that, and the fact that your parents were smart enough not to program you to say, oh, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, stop doing this, and it's wonderful. That's all I want to, I want to add to the
Well, thank you.
conversation.
Well, thank you. Well,
yeah.
you know what Condoleezza Rice's sister said, by the time she had by the time she was 12 years old, it was too late to tell her what she couldn't do intellectually.
Ooh.
I think a lot of people missed what she was saying, but basically, yeah. I mean, once you see certain things, if I see a man walking into fire above his head and stands there and doesn't burn, what is someone going to tell me later on in life about what you can and cannot do?
That's facts.
Why part of brother? If someone, let's say, has a fear of move along in their career, like they may have fear of success, so forth and so on, with the Y power, could they get over it through the Y power? You have any testimonies to say that? I haven't read any that said that yet. Do you know of any? Do you have any testimonies to that?
Well, if you read between the lines, giving you, okay, if someone had ADD, ADHD, and PTSD, okay, and then that clears, well, what is a person like without the PTSD? Like if you look at is it Rashid Rollins or Jyoti Rashid's testimonial? Okay, here's the full context. Well, okay, well, I'm not gonna say what he didn't say, but basically that had affected his academics his whole life. So after taking the Y power, he wishes he had something like this when he was younger, and he said he would have definitely excelled academically. He definitely would have been able to academically do well and dominate. Okay, so the thing is that that's what you want to give people. Or if you look at the autistic kids, well, whatever they call it, autism, whatever they want to call it. But if you can't read and you can't speak in this word, how far are you going to go?
Yeah.
Not very far.
Given the base thing that you need, from which you're free from the encumbrances of I can't. Okay?
Ah,
so
yes.
On the intellectual level, at that level,
Facts.
on the physical level, when a person goes to the gym, and it's not a workout product, it's not a pre-workout product, it's none of that stuff. But when your strength increases significantly, but at a lower heart rate still, where is that coming from? If it's not a stimulant, aka at a lower heart rate, then where is the source of the strength? So if you look at the brain and nervous system, right, rewire it correctly, the muscle strength goes up. But you cannot enhance the brain and nervous system to that level without giving the person the freedom to develop what they want in life. Because your will gets stronger. Okay, will depends partly on the strength you feel in your brain and your body. So good luck breaking someone's will who builds that much fortitude on the electrochemical level, but especially that in the messaging system. So what messaging systems is a brain receiving when that brain sees whatever it is that's shifted in the body that says, well, I don't have this ADHD, and PTSD anymore. I don't feel traumatized anymore. I don't feel that Men in Black is following me anymore. I don't feel airplanes, not me in particular, I'm just talking about some people. Airplanes are following them or helicopters are following them. Part of the reason why they felt this way is that when these planes and helicopters flew by, the electrical field off these devices was imposing on their electrical capacity. So from that, it's a signal that the body gets, which is, oh, I'm being attacked. But when you fortify back up those fields, those signals don't fool the brain into thinking it's being attacked, or that something other is going on, or something of the abstracted nature is going on. So then the person gets to hold their own will unbroken. An unbroken will is really ultimately one of the things that we need. I don't want to sound like some sort of military commander, but unbroken will is a big deal. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have a book, sir? Are you planning on producing a book on your life experiences at all?
Only when I could. Well, I have to find out how to safely do that. That's all. Okay.
Say again?
I said I would do that if you study the history of medicine and drug
Right.
companies, drug businesses, only when one can safely do that.
There's a guy named Olaf
Because
Jensen.
I would not hold back in dishing out some serious things.
You know,
So therefore, not yet.
there's a guy named Olaf Jensen. He wrote the book, The Smoky God, but he came back and told his story. And he had, physical proof like bags of gold. And they put him in an insane asylum. So when he got out,
Makes sense.
when he finally got out and he goes to live in, he's from Norway, right? He goes to California to live. So he wrote that book when he was just before he was going to die. He had it, but he gave it to somebody else to publish for him to let people know there's people in the interior because he wasn't taking any chances. So
That was a great book.
Oh yeah, great book.
And his dad was the one who wanted to take all that gold back to the Earth's surface, and the boat flipped over. His father died, and most of the gold went with him back into Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And so we think of Dr. Wilhelm Reich, who was an explorer of Oregon. The government locked him up until he died in the 50s in jail. Look what they did to Nikolai Tesla. This is a prison planet chicken farm in the darkest ages, and we're the dumbest planet in the galaxies. And Logi will tell you the rest. But this is one day Mother Earth or an extraterrestrial source is going to do a coup. Perhaps it'll be a coup of mass consciousness. But right now we're in a socially engineered dark ages, and Rockefeller was one of the main people who dumbed down the mass population of education and also medical schools.
Everybody, if y'all see these times that we are in right now, this would be an excellent book to read.
The Secrets of the Andes.
Secrets of the Andes by Brother Phillips.
Tell them what that is about, Logi.
Now, this book is written in the 60s. They were speaking about it like in 56. And when I say they, I mean the Ascended Masters, Cthulhu, Amoya, Jesus. They were speaking about it then. And they were saying how the country we live in right now, and this was in the 60s when everybody was trying to come here, and we were supposed to be the greatest country in the world. They were saying there is no country more wicked than this one. They're doing more wickedness behind the scenes than you could believe. And they said, look, we see them preparing for World War III on the psychic plane. We see them already marching. But before we let them do that, we're going to unleash nature upon them and see if they're going to be able to nature. So we're seeing that right now because they're gearing up. This stuff that's happening in the Ukraine and this Khan Mala in office with the other, I ain't gonna call him an imbecile. I don't want to be critical. Someone who is mentally challenged. They knew he was mentally challenged 4 years ago. That doesn't happen overnight. Even something just happened. They knew they got two people in there that they could easily bend toward their will. The Khan Mala, and I'm saying Khan Mala, and then you got Joe Biden, who would this didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen 4 years. It was going on a while. That's why they picked him. And the reason why they don't want Trump around, because Trump ain't playing. Every now and then you'll get presidents in office. George Washington, who they kidnapped and put a double in there. Then you get James Garfield. Before that, you had Abraham Lincoln. Then you get Kennedy. When you check out who they are, all of them caught a bullet. And so they know what they're doing. And then Alexander in Russia at the time was also unalived and in the theater the day after the Lincoln. So we got things going on here, and we need.
Yellowstone National Park is due to blow at any given moment.
Oh, really?
And that will make Chicago beachfront property, and anything west will be underwater boogie.
Well,
Mother Nature, and that I'm glad you brought this up, because tomorrow I'm going to have a featured guest on the show, Master Yao Morris. This is a Tantra master, published author, but he and his constituents are sensing impending natural shift that Mother Earth is possibly getting ready to get rid of the parasitic life forms
yes.
on the earth with their diabolical agendas. So tomorrow, family, Laji, you're invited. Kafun, you're invited
What
to
time?
be on 7 p.m.
Okay.
I
Go
just
ahead.
like to say, in the build, that I understand why Power, brother why Power would, keep himself to himself without being like, like whatever. You know what I mean? I understand
Well,
that,
let
but
me just say this. It's not because I'm fearful. It's just because I'd rather have people focus on the product and not on the cult of personality.
I got it.
I
Got
don't
it.
want to be in the cult of personality thing.
Because that will happen with broken folks so quick. Because I
Right.
got phone calls and texts. I want to meet him. I want to meet him. I'm like, what is this? It's like a
Right. They're
psychosis.
not looking, they're looking at the content instead of the contents, But I wanted to also interject that I know within my heart and soul, I got like a download that I know that we're not really in 2024. And the reason why I say we're not in 2024 is because how can I say it? The devaluation, I would say, of mankind is devolving, where the technology part with all the AI and everything else is pushing forward. And then the other thing is that in this time, why are we still using bombs and killing people and all of that? It's not logical for people to think that, oh, we're in 2024 and we're going into 2025. I deep in my heart and soul, I know that's not true. And that's why I prefer to go along with the Ethiopian calendar, which is more on the right side of things, so to speak, and it also deals with the 13 moon cycle. I think the calendar that the Western society is using is just trying to rush things ahead, whereas according to the Ethiopian calendar, we're not even near 2024. So
All
I
right,
just
so you know
wanted to.
what, Kafunya? I'm giving you some homework. You get an Ethiopian priest to give a forecast for 2025 in the Ethiopian paradigm timeline, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever year it is in the Ethiopian, get somebody so that you can have them give a forecast Ethiopian style.
Absolutely. Not a problem.
Okay, we are hour and 14 minutes in. Brother, what would you like to say in closing?
Okay, so ultimately, one thing I didn't say in the beginning about the whole concept behind this. Okay, what I've seen people very close to death, right, in the normal work that I do. And the electrical flow level, as the electrical flow depletes and depletes and depletes, you have no choice but to die. So the whole point of this product is to replicate a younger electrical flow, like a teenager, reestablish that life current flow. Now, once you do that, who knows how long a person can live?
Cool. Well, I'll share with you the family. I took the liberty, because I like experimenting with things like this. I filled up the bathtub and put a scoop in the bath water and soaked.
Ooh.
So also somebody's asking, Laji, who's the author of the book?
Brother Phillips. I'd also like to.
Who's the author of the book? Andy's.
Brother Phillips. Brother Phillips.
Oh, put it, Brother Philip.
Brother Philip. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Go ahead.
a
What do you want to say?
He's a monk in the monastery. Let me get this out. There's also a process called Kalya Kalpa. And the secret space program also has that. And believe it or not, they even put it on the internet. So you can even go online and see what they have. They could take an 85-year-old man back to 29, 85-year-old woman back to 21. So this is a process. It's something that can be done. And in the secret space program, Corey Good and David Wilcock, they were dropping it, and they had pictures of the process. So this is like you said when you first came on, Hank. We're living in fact, in the interior of the earth, in this book called The Coming Race, 70 years old is just coming out of youthfulness, and then going in from 70 to 100, they're more like their adolescence. So we don't even start waking up here until we're 7 years old. We don't even start getting like, hey,
Exactly. You're right.
like that.
You're right. Most
Uncle
of us,
Hanky,
yeah.
when you put the white power in your tub, somebody was asking, is your bath made of metal?
It's porcelain. I have one of them old school porcelain. Those are porcelains. That's ceramic coated metal. It
And what
worked.
happened
And
when
it
you
worked
put
anyway, as it does interact with ceramic because the tub is ceramic coated metal. So I don't know if you meant metal or mental. I'm already a mental case because I'm here on Prison Planet Chicken Farm Earth, and I'm sure you're a mental case too. But we all crazy according to Simeon Toko, the latest Christ born in Congo. We're on a crazy planet. So thank you, brother, for sharing with us. Oh, he said no metal. Listen, until you get a non-metal tub or go to the ocean, good luck. But I'm going to use my tub because I ain't going to the ocean right now here in Brooklyn. I'm going to put that scoop in my tub until I upgrade. And I found it to be effective. Somebody saying,
ceramic coating on top of it.
huh?
Yeah, ceramic coating on top of it, so it's not bare metal.
Yeah, exactly. So Laverne, Thomas Bay, no metal. I'm on ceramics, and ceramic is an insulator. It's not a conductor.
and so what
Oh, something grabbed Cafunia. Yeah. I want to thank you, bro. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, and family. You got the website. Go read the testimonies for yourself. And the donation is very reasonable. I did put it in the comments. Yeah, well, I'm not talking about stirring my bathtub with a plastic. I'm getting in the ceramic tub, Laverne. So you could use your finger to stir like Ethiopians do. Ethiopians don't use utensils; they use their fingers to eat. So if you want to
Yeah.
stay real primal, use your fingers to stir the white power in your paper cup.
They do
Right,
that
Laji? Lassie?
in India. They eat with their fingers too. So it's a big thing. I mean, it is different. Yeah.
Just like that. So you don't have to worry about plastic, wood. You can finger your cup and then drink it up.
I remember
real
one
talk.
time. I remember one time in India, I got a bug in my food, right? And I'm eating in the thing, and I go, "Oh no, bug in my food!" I yell out loud. So the manager comes over. He said, "Loudie, Loudie, what's up? What's up?" And I go, "A bug in my food." He goes, "Oh, take the bug out and eat your food."
Right?
Uncle Hanky,
Yeah.
it's Lottie, I'm sorry for interrupting you. I didn't get a chance to hear your response when you put the white power because I love taking baths myself.
Yeah. So Cafonia, I'll make sure I'll give you a dash so that you can splash it in your tub and soak. And that'll happen. Laverne, you said paper cup, not glass. Listen, non-insulating, it don't matter. You can put it right on your tongue. I got some right here. Look.
No, glass is fine, just not metal.
Yeah. Look.
Because paper cups might have that lining on the inside. So
Look.
glass is
Do
fine.
this. You get when you get it, you just arch back. No glass, no cup, no spoon, no stir stick, and then chase it with water. That's how we do it
I would
on,
I would
at
generally
Nicholas.
suggest. Well, she could try that, but normally you have to mix it with water first and then take it down.
Yeah, but we Abby normal here on Magnus Crystal's Pyramids.
This was a wonderful show, Brother White Power. And I read, like I said, I read some of the testimonies. And let me tell you, people are really, really seeing 100% turnarounds in their well-being. And I'm a person who is an wellness advocate, and I will definitely be sharing my testimony on your website. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. It's a pleasure because, and
You're
also
very
I have
welcome.
to
Yeah.
give thanks
Well,
to
after you
Uncle
use it for a
Hanky.
while, just
Huh?
testimonial.
This is a good question. I'm glad you asked. Can I give it to my cat?
I don't know.
When I saw how I was going
I mean,
crazy,
some
I would
people
not
oddly gave it to their dogs, and Coco's supposed to kill the dogs, but it didn't. So
you know what you do, family? Think outside the box. Get with Cafunia and get a crystal pouch or a silk pouch. Put a little bit of the Y power in the pouch and then make a collar for your pet. See, that's what we got to do. We got to
Right.
use mental muscle. Think outside the box.
Does White Power?
Mice love
Go ahead.
white power too, though.
Mice love it.
That's gonna be an interesting cat experience with a packet of white power around the cat's neck.
Oh my God, they'll be playing with one another.
Come here, Mousy, Mousy. I got something for you.
That's a good one. Oh my God.
A new technology.
Yeah.
To attract mice to cats.
Listen, family, this is orgone. This is orgone. This is orgone. So think outside the box. Put some in some water and put it on your forehead and open your third eye. It's unlimited possibility. It's orgone.
Wow.
Take some, put it in your navel, add water, see what happens, and get back to us. Think outside the box. It's
amazing.
orgone. Do you put a crystal on your forehead? Do you put a crystal in your navel? Do you put a crystal on your heart? Do you put a little orgone in a paper? I mean, not paper plate. A cotton sash or a silk, and put it on your heart. Tie it around like a Native American style. What would happen if you used buckskin? I don't know. What would happen if you think outside the box?
And put it in a medicine bag.
What would happen if you put it on your armpits? It's connected to heart 1 meridian. That's the first chakra for the heart. I don't know because I haven't put it under my armpits. I don't know if I'll ever put it under my armpits, but you go ahead and try.
This is
what
amazing.
If you do something with the Y power like Richard Pryor did with cocaine? I don't know.
Oh no, don't start it. Don't do that.
Oh wow. You'll be on another planet.
No, don't do that. No.
Yeah. So this is none of us said RB RN. We never said giving it to your pets. We said use your creativity to put it in proximity of your pet. They ask, should you use distilled water?
No, just use regular, as filtered, clean as possible, but not distilled because you don't want to interfere with conduction. Distilled waters are very conductive, so you don't want to interfere with conduction.
Cool. So you can use Laverne Ghetto Perrier.
Oh, Uncle Hanky.
Yeah.
What about using, I have the hydrogen bottle. Let me show
Not
you.
alkaline water either.
No.
See, here's one interesting thing with the white power. So people thought, oh, look, it must be acid because it has cocoa and it has whey. Okay, so people tested their salivary pH and urinary pH and such, and what they noticed, they got more alkaline. But alkaline is a secondary. The prime set is oxygen saturation, cell respiration, the ability of the cell to breathe. So it's a different angle. Instead of forcibly trying to create alkalinity, you recharge the cell breathes, and you get the proper alkalinity at the proper part of the body.
Can I ask a question also, Brother White Power? I
Please,
have,
please, with a cherry.
huh?
Okay, go
Can you
ahead.
see? Can you see this White
Sure.
Power, Brother White Power? Can you
Yeah.
see this?
I'm sorry?
Can you see this?
Oh no, I'm not on the screen right
Oh,
now.
so I have a hydrogen bottle. I take, spring water and I put it in a hydrogen bottle. And then I'm thinking after I get my white power, uh, I can take after it's high, after the water is how do you say it, Uncle
Hydrogen
Hanky?
rich.
Huh?
Hydrogen
Oh, you don't.
activated.
You don't really need that, because I don't know how they're creating the hydrogen change. If you're talking about the one using lasers to molecularly alter the water,
No.
that's. But if you're talking about the one that using electrical plates,
Yeah.
nah, just use use good filtered water. The electrical plate thing is a whole other story, but I don't want to get into. But
Okay.
good filtered water, good, as clean as possible.
Okay.
Because then you have a pH when you drink that water. Drinking a lot of alkaline pH, it's a whole nother situation. Like lemons are acid, but then they help you become more alkaline.
Okay, here's
So
another.
your stomach acid you have to respect.
Listen, family.
True.
Kafunya,
Yes.
once you get the
Short
Y
term versus
power,
long term.
listen, this is edible orgone. Listen, family. That means if you put it in a pouch, what would happen to ladies if they wear it in their bra for a month?
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Okay? I don't know. What happened if they take the powder, put a xenon bulb in there, and close up the pouch? I don't know. But I know one thing, it's got that kind of energy, so whatever's near it is going to get amplified. The crystals get amplified. We get amplified. And what about pets, brother? I'm not
I
pets,
think he
plants.
answered that.
Plants. I'm sorry, plants.
Oh, plants? I don't know. You could experiment and see. Put it in a vial, maybe, and stick it in the soil in a vial, and see what happens.
There you go.
We all have to be scientists.
Information
Exactly.
transfer. But this is
Exactly.
designed mainly for human beings, so
Well, that's questionable also out here nowadays.
yeah.
Right, Cafonia?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay, so Uncle Hanky,
yeah.
when Brother White Power ends his call, I really don't want him to end his call, but we have some very crucial up and coming events at Nicholas Brooklyn. So you let me know when you want me to sound off on that.
Okay, and then I want you to do the singing bowl. So, brother man, thank you. Y Power Supplement. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for your generous spirit. And you're not trying to pimp out your product on people that don't have money. And that's what I really appreciate about you.
Yeah.
And in the spirit of Ubuntu, that's why I support you. Because a bottle of this stuff can definitely go for over $100 for some needy, greedy folks. And we have those in our community too now. We got needy, greedy folks that'll sell you real estate for a bottle of health. You know it. You know it.
Oh yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Laji. Thank you, Uncle Hanky.
Yeah.
And California.
All right.
Thank you. And keep up the great work. Keep up the great work.
Sure, I sure will.
And we'll have you back again in the future after Kafunya does some kind of mad science experiments that she want to share. And Kafunya, I'm going to step away from the camera. So I want you to take over as far as the announcements, and you and Laji hold it down because I got to go into the other office room and you can talk about upcoming events. All right.
Well, I'm going to let Laji go first because I have to excuse myself for a nature call.
Well, I'll
be right back.
I'm in front.
Okay.
Laji, go ahead.
So everybody's gone now. Okay. Brother Mo, I sent him your message. I don't know what he's gonna do, but you know, and brother Y Potter, I gotta make sure. I'd rather call you E. Anyway, brother Y Potter or Y Potter. That's what I'll change back. And if you're still there, thank you, and definitely we're gonna talk soon. So for everybody else, like I said, what I'm doing, I'm reading this book here called I Am Discourses, right? It's volume 17. And these are the ascended masters. Jesus is an ascended master. Truth be told, we all came here to become. We came to the most wicked planet in the universe to become ascended masters. We didn't come here for anything else. Everything else was a side order or a side dish. The main course was to become like Christ, and which is, of course, a large order. But this book, this 17th volume of the I Am Discourses, is Jesus the Christ, who's also known as Sananda, is telling you how you can become the Christ. Drop it in. How many pages is this? I mean, it is. I started reading and I went back to reading. So this is my second time reading this, and I didn't get through it all the way through the first. I'm only got to about, I think, maybe 100 and something pages. But I just remembered, I opened it up one day to read something, and then I remember, yeah, this is super high powered. Go back and start over again, especially in the times that we're in, because I really want to know all the nuances that one would have or one would use to be worthy to be entered into one of the retreats of the Ascended Masters. I went to a high-powered retreat in India, or ashram in India, and they changed it to Siddhapeeth. A Siddhapeeth is when many godlike men come visit. So it was a holy place where people start visiting. And I want to get to that level. I'm not playing. I mean, I'm not coming from a background where my family was holier than thou. I would say the opposite. No, the opposite. And I would say the opposite. And but my grandmother really tried to help me out a lot. She saw that her brother was lost when he was a little boy, so she really tried to give me a lot. These teachings that Jesus Christ is dropping here in volume 17 of the I Am Discourses is mind blowing. And if somebody really wants, and I mean really wants to elevate their consciousness, to get to that level, this book will tell you. Now, there's 20 volumes. I got the 20 volumes. And the volume 3, well, between volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, this is basically Saint Germain. And the rest are other ascended masters, other godlike beings that they say that's even greater than them. When I say they, I mean Saint Germain, Jesus, and I said, whoa, if that's really what's happening, what are we talking about here? Because I know these are omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent beings, all knowing, everywhere at once, and all powerful. So who's greater than that? Nonetheless, if you really want to be on that path, and I'm going for it. I'm trying to do my best to get up there. And I'd like to drop a couple of things that I kind of like felt that why ain't I in the house yet? Why I'm not rocking and rolling? I had some high powered experiences, but why ain't I rocking and rolling like? And I was reading something in this other book called this is another good book to get here. Y'all can see behind me, there's a bookshelf. I got 6 bookshelves that I got in this place I'm at now. The Masters and Their Retreats. And I was reading in here, Lord Lanto, he was saying, look, you could be ready within 2 years. And I mean, said that in volumes 1 and 2 of the Unveiled Mysteries and the Magic Present. I'm like, 2 years on the most wicked planet in the earth? How? Then Lord Lanto goes, you could begin with sweet speech. One thing we have to understand more than anything is what's coming out of our genitalia and our tongue is our biggest enemies when we can't control it, and our greatest friends when we can. So I thought, man, you had a problem with sweet speech, brother. You know, you was in New York and being all scared and everything when you was a kid, creating an ego, even though you didn't know you were God at the time, but you were. And you created this ego, then jumped into it as if it was yourself, and you start speaking harsh words, you know, cursing and carrying on, and you know, sending out bolts of bedevilment, and then criticism, which I felt is my worst quality. Criticism, condemnation, judgment, and blame. And let me tell you something about this criticism. I didn't even know it was bad, to be honest with you. And I mean that. I didn't even know it was bad. So I could say the brother was lost. And but they dropping it like it's hot. I mean, oh man. And Jesus in volume 17, he's saying, basically, he's saying, you want to be Christ-like? You want to become the Christ? I'm dropping it on you. This is it. These are the little things that you don't know. There's secret words that you can say. You know, there's the violet flame, there's the royal blue flame, the golden yellow flame, the rose pink flame, or the golden rose flame, the ascension flame, the emerald green flame, the I am the resurrection and the life flame. Yeah, you know, and then you got the violet flame. This violet flame is, man, y'all don't know. I mean, it's difficult for a novice in the game, even though 50 years, I've been in it 50 years, almost 50 years, 48 years. It's just deep. All right, let me give you an idea of how powerful the violet flame is. I was explaining this to a brother before. Imagine a tornado used as an igniting device on a nuclear bomb. So imagine that. So you got a tornado, which is like the match on a nuclear bomb. Every time you repeat it, every time you repeat it. So to say, I am the violet consuming flame is that process. And if you're doing that on a regular basis, if you're doing that, it is purifying you on levels you cannot imagine. My guru used to tell us that this is the mantra, right? He was saying, I'm going to tell you something and you're not going to believe it. He says, in the world, this world we're living in, as we walk, dust just comes up and it forms the clouds in the sky, right? He says, when you find a real devotee, someone who is truly in God, and they're walking down the road repeating the mantra, that person is so holy just from repeating the mantra. God walks behind them, so that dust falls on his body. So there are words, y'all. There are words, the power of the spoken word. You can call on these flames that I just mentioned. And I'm doing them in the morning with a small group of people. Many people have asked me to give it to them. And I would ask them, of course I'll give it out free. But don't call me and never show up and then never even read the information. I mean, come on. It's free, but I value my time more than anything at this point in life. There was a time I valued money, and then the children, and then the wife, and all like that. Right now, it's my time. All right.
Right.
So if you want to get down with this, it's there and it's free. And we got a study group now on Sundays at 10 to 12, and we're now studying. We studied the first 3 volumes, and we may study that again. But we're now looking to see if it's close by. We're studying Play of Consciousness, which this is a play. This must be in my other room. Play of Consciousness, written by Swami Muktananda Paramahansa. And in the Play of Consciousness, he's dropping secrets that has never been written and is nowhere else anywhere. You're not going to find this in any magic book, in any spiritual book, and not even in these books, where I consider will be probably the most powerful books, these 20 volumes on planet Earth. I don't think there is any knowledge that will benefit you greater than these 20 books. And this book that my guru wrote, called The Play of Consciousness, is dropping it like it's hot. I mean, it's dropping it like it's hot. If you're really on the path, you really want to know what you're going to get into, how deep the process is. That's what we're studying on Sundays between 10 Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in California or wherever you are, consider this is Eastern Standard Time for America. You are welcome. If you want to contact me, just contact me, but don't contact me and have me sending out information, and then you never show up, or you don't even read the stuff I'm sending it to you. Yeah. And so, you know, I mean, look, this is free. This is a service. And this was our first week. We started this Sunday that just passed was the first week that we're doing the study or the player consciousness. And it was so much fun. It was just so much fun. And every day we're doing well, actually we start on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday doing the prayers, Ascended Master prayers, Ascended Master decrees, Siddha Master chanting, and then 45 minutes of meditation in the morning. I was doing it every day, but the group couldn't do it more than that. But if we get more people coming, right now we got about 4 or 5 people coming regularly. And I'd rather work with 4 or 5 people who are sincere than have people, 100 people call me for it and come one day and don't want to cam up and all that kind of stuff. If you're serious about elevating yourself, having spiritual transformation, we got a small group that does that every morning, right? It'll be one if it's me alone and my wife, and it'll be 4 or 5 when we got our little group. But there was a couple of dozen people, but I had to move. And I'd like to tell you something about this. I thought my guru would live forever. And when I was with him, I was with God. And he made that very clear to us, because he was making it clear to us that I am in you, you know, and God exists within you as you, right? So I'm giving the teachers ascended masters. I'm not giving my teachings. I'm giving the teachers of the siddhas and the ascended masters. What's the difference between the siddhas and ascended masters? The siddhas, they are ascended, but they decide to stay here with us to help us get out of our situation. But it's an extremely rare person who gets to be in the ascended master group. And the whole reason that I even got into studying with the ascended masters after I had been in a Siddha ashram was I was reading something with Saint Germain. Matter of fact, it was a book called The Phoenix Book. Now I had this book for like this book here. It's by Manly Palmer Hall. I had this book for like 50 something years already. I brought it when I was 19, and I started reading because I had did so much studying. I was just tired of studying, and I thought, you know, and then I went out to California, and these kids flashed me, and these are 2 of the ascended masters too. This is El Moya and Kuthumi. They're 2 principal ascended masters working with people here on planet Earth, and then I saw Saint Germain, and they were saying Manly Palmer Hall said, you know, he's one of the ascended masters from who's in the Trans-Himalayan Brother. He's in a many brotherhoods, but they said Trans-Himalayan Brother. So I went on the computer and I saw it, and I was like, let me go and see if what the Trans-Himalayan Brotherhood is about. Then they had this whole list of the various ashrams, which were most of the ashrams on the planet. And the top ashram was one of these secret ashrams that you can't get into. It's not like you're not gonna walk and go to them or write to get in them. None of that. They come get you when you're that rare a being, and that's very rare. And then the very next ashram was my ashram, and it had a picture of Bhagawan Nityananda, my guru's guru there. His hands is like this, and he's smiling, just a smile. And I'm like, what? So and it's like, and that place was like, I'm telling you, I would say very often, if life here is this good, how much better could heaven possibly be? I'm living with God, men and women. The others are coming here visiting us that I get a chance to sit down and talk and be with and carry on privately. It's like you talking with God. So, and then our guru did 4 word tours. We met all famous people and this, that, and the other, and other godlike beings. And I'm looking at it like this. You're not a young kid anymore. You're not 19, and so no matter how much money you make, no matter how many pretty girls you get or handsome guys you get, or how much adventure you have, or how many countries you go to and traveling and carrying on, it's not going to be worth one speck of dust to you becoming a God being. And the fact of the matter is that was the whole purpose of you coming to this planet. Why would anybody in their right mind come to the most wicked planet in the universe? All right? In the universe. Now, of the universe, I just want to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. In this universe, there's 500 trillion galaxies. If this is the worst place in all that, we don't come to some place that's serious. There's a caveat to that, and that is this is the easiest place to attain God consciousness. When the gods pass away, they want to come down here. So you come here to attain God consciousness. The problem is you have to forget all that was there before and then travel up that ladder. Fortunately, some of us realize there is nothing higher than the God conscious state, the Christ state. And I want to say this to y'all. Christ is not a surname. That was not Jesus's last name. Christ is a state of consciousness.
Right.
Okay? And here's another thing for you people, and I ran into so many people like this. They hate Christ. You never met Christ. Just because these preachers out here raping, you can't say right. YouTube has taken our constitutional right away from us to have free speech. So doing all kind of molestations and wickedness on high levels, just because our free speech is taken away, and all the other wickedness that has gone on in the church. Christ was a Jew, I want y'all to know, and he did not set up the church. And when you look at the church, the Vatican, all of your good Christians that's in there, you got to understand it was Charlemagne that set up the church, and he was an emperor. He was not a holy man, and he was, check it out, a Luciferian. And the reason he set up the church because the people were abandoning, or they were just leaving Italy. They were just leaving in droves. So he set up the Vatican to try to keep the people there, and it worked. And but he was a Luciferian. And just so you'll know, all right, they sing chants to use Lucifer in the Vatican in the daytime daily. So it would be wise to check out, and Jesus is not a Luciferian. So it'd be wise to check out what it is you're into. And there's an esoteric aspect of Christianity. When I say esoteric, I mean the secret knowledge. And that secret knowledge will take you to, you're not going to be an ordinary human being after that. Also remember, a human being, for the most part, is a monster. When Jesus came here, he said, I am the Son of Man. He did not say, I am the son of human beings. Human beings will do anything. Human beings live in selfishness. You just got to catch them where they're at. As I remember when Muhammad Ali was tempted by the devil, and I'm not talking about the white man. I'm talking about the Luciferian forces. Join our army so you could go kill somebody or be killed, and we'll let you keep your belt. He's like, no, ain't no Vietnamese call me nigga. You my enemy. You the one who my oppressor. And he dropped it. He dropped it like it was hot. From there on, in my opinion, Muhammad Ali was a god. And and Jesus did it too, didn't he? Jesus was, in the mountains doing his 40-day peace, fasting and carrying on. And Lucifer came to him saying, I'll give you this. But this is what they're doing in Hollywood and the Vatican and what do you call this other place? The Congress, Washington. They're doing it now. They got tapes and papers on people just like Puff Daddy do. They got you locked up is why you'll come out and you'll vote for somebody who say, I'm not going to do nothing for black people. Black people alone? No. But yet give billions, not millions, billions to other people alone. The people coming in, the invading the borders, those in Palestine, those in Asia, they're getting billions alone. But you want our vote, but we got nothing for us, it will do you well. Because I got people telling me that they're gonna vote for this con person, who's a puppet. And why do you hate Trump so much? Oh, he does this and he does that, And I go, when did you last talk to this guy? What was the conversation? How did the conversation go that you talked to this guy? And nobody can answer that because they don't know him. And so I go, so you're saying that you believed what the media told you, knowing that they lie? They've lost such credibility that the social media is where people go for their news now. Anything you hear on these other media platforms, the mainstream media platforms, you need to take it as what it is, propaganda. And we're gonna go with this one. We're gonna try and vilify that one, and they've been doing it for years. And it makes sense to start thinking, out of the box. It makes sense to start thinking on a level that does you good. When Brother Hank comes back and he puts my information on there, y'all can text or call me. And if you want this information, of course you get it free. If you want to be a part of our little group that I'm sure will grow after a while, you can. But if you're gonna call and you really want to get down with the get down, be down. Don't call to waste my time, because even the amount of time it takes me to send you all that information, I'd rather be doing something else than sending that information for free to somebody that ain't going to use it or who ain't going to be involved. So like I said, we got a class on Sundays, a study group class on spirituality on Sundays between 10 Eastern Standard Time, between 10 and 12. And we meet in the morning. Once I get a couple of people that can go 5 days a week, we're going to be 5 days a week. And right now we're Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because we used to be 5 days a week. So when Brother Hank come by, maybe he'll put up my information and y'all can get it. If not, you might be able to get it from somebody else, or go back to the other shows and you'll see it there. Brother Hank, you still there? You back? I guess not. So I wish I could get questions, but I don't know how I could. I don't think they could be put up. I can't put them up. If anybody wants to ask a question, though, until Brother Hank comes back, you can call me on my phone. I'll take questions till Uncle Hank comes back. And my phone number is 470-775-6998. If you can call that number, and if you want to get this material, like I said, the prayers and the decrees, and if you decide you want to be part of the group and the chants also, you can call that number right now. If you got any questions, I'd love to see if I'm able to answer them. Yeah, and yeah, and if not, I think I'd like to read something from volume 17. I usually keep a lot of notes here. Firepower Love. Use it. Page 31. There's so many powerful things in the book. Well, I'm on 29. I made a note here. I'll read what Jesus is saying here. This discourse was given December 18th, 1951. If you will help me fulfill my promise to life, I can but bless you. I have nothing to give you but perfection and love. You cannot receive from me anything but the firepower of love's perfection. Call unto me, and that is what you shall receive. Therefore, when you call my victory into this world, or the firepower of my victory into the physical condition of this world, you are helping me raise all on this earth into the victory and the perfection of love, which I am. Here's another one over here. This is why I have said long ago, I am with you always, because I intended to stay, because of my vow to life. until the rest of mankind responds to me. And now, as the cosmic Christ and the master of the fire element, I will stay. I am with you always. Let me go to 31. That's where I started out. I have it circled out here. Therefore, in your use of my luminous presence, I will love the world for you until you too become the Christ and pour forth the fire power of cosmic love that is the great transmuting activity throughout the world. This is the flame of the transfiguration and the flame of the resurrection and the flame of the ascension are all the firepower of love. You know, when I do my goal setting, I have I call on I put this in my goal just to empower it, just that much. When I say my goals, like Napoleon Hill says, when he gives you the science of success or how you're going to get your money or how you're going to do what it is you want to do, I put in there, I call on the gods. Okay, Hank is back. Cool. All right, I was about to drop it on you, y'all. I can't hear you, Hank. You saying something?
I said, go ahead and do your thing, man.
All right, but
Yeah.
this is just the introduction.
What did y'all cover so far?
No, well, I had to go to the nature call, and Brother Laji's been doing all of his announcements and everything like that. So when he's finished, I'm ready to do the announcement and talk about what the healing meditation is going to be about this evening.
It's after 9 now.
So you finished Logi yet?
Yeah, I could be finished. I mean, yeah.
He was in the middle of reading something.
Oh, go ahead and finish reading, bro.
All right. This is just the introduction to my decree. Now, I say this like Napoleon Hill says, and I got my visuals on here so I could see the money and the dollars. Each one of these little things down here.
Oh, let me bring you full screen. Full screen. Go ahead.
Each one of these these are pictures of $100 million. Each one of this is $100 million. Each one of those pictures, and then a goal and all this thing. So this one is about visualizing your money and your goal as part of your decree, right? And so just to set up this decree, I'm using Ascended Master's information to empower what comes after this. So I'll just read you all the first part of it. In the name of the beloved, I am presence, and my beloved holy Christ self, I call on Lord Ganesh to remove all psychological, emotional, and physical obstacles in my financial path. And to the Lords of Manifestation, Mahalakshmi, Goddess of Wealth, Fortuna, Goddess of Supply, beloved God Tabor, Lord of Gold, to assist me now in mastering all outer conditions in my life in God's perfect way, including my true abundance. I call on the immortal power of the cosmic Christ love, for I am the resurrection and the life, the purity of the violent consuming flame, and my limitless supply of every good thing. That's just the beginning of my decree. And then I go on to, call to me through the power of the spoken word what it is I want.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Give thanks for that. And I would like now to talk about the wonderful events that are going to be happening at Nicholas Brooklyn. And first and foremost, let me digress a little bit. Thank you, Uncle Hanky, for having the Willpower super scientist, super sayer on this evening. I learned a lot from the gentleman, so thank you very much for that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please get your pen and paper out and jot down these dates, or you can go to Nicholas Brooklyn 718-858-4400, or you can go to nicholasbrooklyn.com to find out the event. So right now, I'm going to let you know that we're having a fabulous event on the 13th. Hold on a second, I just lost it. The 13th with our beloved brother Inkaru. He's visiting from Brazil, and he's going to be coming at Nicholas Brooklyn this coming Sunday. and we had him on recently, and we're going to be doing a reasoning with him on Unc show, and Uncle Hanky will make that announcement. But this is October 13th with Brother Inkaru, who's going to be talking about using your precious metals such as silver, gold, platinum, uranium, and some other metals that we can use in the AI and green movement this coming Sunday. And for every person that purchased a ticket, you will receive one of these. This is pure art currency, and it's nano gold, and it's a serum. For every person that purchased a ticket will receive one of these gifts, and the value of it is $45 in currency, and you will be receiving a free gift. So that's the 13th of October. Brother Inkaru, we're going to do a sound healing meditation live and direct, and I believe it's going to be live streamed as well. So that is October 13th, and on Friday, Brother Inkaru is going to be on WBAI radio, speaking to Sister Catherine Davis about the fullness of what he's presenting. So tune in to WBAI at 11 a.m. this coming Friday. And also, Sister Nicole, Nicole must be thinking about me. Sister Monique let me know that Bed-Stuy is still alive, is celebrating their 20th anniversary, and that's this coming Saturday, October the 12th, the day before, and it's a free event. And I think Brother Unc Rising Sun might be there, and I should be there as well. But if you don't see us on the 12th, definitely Sunday the 13th, we're going to be there. And then also coming up, I mean, we have some amazing, amazing things. Shout out to Brother Lloyd Strayhorn, who was recently there this past Sunday, doing his exceptional readings. And like said before, you know, he's giving samples of the white power powder to people who come in, and he has his wonderful sacred geometry pendants. I've been wearing mine. I just happened to take it off. Just come and check us out. And also on the, what is this? Let me get the date here. On Saturday, October 19th, the Black Love Spa is going to be happening. And they're going to have massages, sound therapy, Reiki, reflexology, yoga, and dance fitness. That's also happening at Nicholas, Brooklyn. And then on the 26th of October, we're having Brother Heru, hailing from Africa and Florida. He's flying in between. He's going to be doing a presentation. And well, before I go that, he's the founder of Herbal Results Industry and exploring the successful elimination of malignant cells using an intercellular parasite approach. And you got to come there. It's going to be wonderful. He has testimonials, and tickets are available on Eventbrite. And then, oh my God, last but not least, we're going to be having Brother King Simon, who is celebrating 1,000 years. And I don't mean to be funny, but he's celebrating his promotion and publicity. King Simon's 29th year in promotion and production, established in 1995. The Brooklyn edition. He's an author, he's a speaker, he does the numeration with what numerology. His teacher is Brother Lloyd Strayhorn. So that's going to be Sunday, October 27th. He's releasing his new children's book, and he's doing a book signing as well. And he's going to have special guests, Tamika Royale from the Healing Hood Corporation. He's also going to have Amara Hanson. And, just come and celebrate with us on what we're bringing at Nicholas Brooklyn. And Nicholas Brooklyn is also celebrating 50 years of community service to the collective in Brooklyn and beyond. I want to give a special shout out to Sister Monique, who is holding up the fort and doing her father's work, continuing the legacy of Nicholas Brooklyn, which started out of a back of a car 50 years ago. And we're going to have special surprises and everything happening. Now, I want people in the chat to get ready for our healing meditation. We are going to do like our indigenous Native American, the true Native American would do when we're facing weather conditions. Like when there was incidences of not having enough rain, or there's droughts and everything like that, or certain weather conditions. We are going to come together in prayer and meditation to protect the people who have experienced horrific weather conditions, either man-made or otherwise. We're going to be going in on this mindset. So when Brother Laji was talking about the power of the tongue, the power of meditation, the power of your thoughts, this is what we're going to be focusing on, because there are people who are still recovering from the most recent hurricane, and then there's another one on its way that even supposed to be even worse. So what I would love for you to do in the chat, if you will, is get comfortable, turn your lights off, and take nice deep breaths as we begin. And I would love for you to focus on a couple of things while we're in this meditation as well, because we know that there is power in your words. There's power in your thoughts. So we don't want you to ever forget that you have the power, like the brother was saying in the chat or on the phone, Brother Y Power. We are marvelously made, and we do have the power to heal ourselves first and to heal others. So I'm going to say a couple of words to you. I want you to know that healing is a process, not a switch. There will be moments when the old pain resurfaces, but be kind to yourself in those moments. Also, your daily vibe would be wake up every morning and tell yourself you can do it. Like tonight, we can do this meditation and help with the diminishing of the hurricane or shift the hurricane, and to help those who have been affected by it. I was in Asheville, North Carolina. I know what Asheville looks like, and it's a beautiful, beautiful mountain area. So we're going to wake up every morning and tell ourselves that we can do it. Convince your mind. Take those risks. Don't have regrets. The love and support you have for others, which we're doing tonight, you have for yourself, and look in the mirror and love the person you are and keep growing. The final word that I'm going to say tonight in this meditation is observe, but don't absorb. So we're observing what's happening, but we're sending out prayers and meditation. Prayers and meditation, prayers and meditation, because when one or two are gathered, what does that scripture say? When one or two are gathered, miracles can happen. So let's get ready. Let's get ready. And Brother Ankh or Laji, just let me know if you can hear this.
Yeah, you sound good, Kafunya. Go ahead, do your thing.
You can hear the background, the rain stick?
Yeah.
Okay. And I want the lights to be out, and I want us to focus on what's happening with Mother. Take 3 deep breaths. 3 deep breaths. And we're going to focus on nature. Is one of the most powerful forces that you can't even fathom what it is that nature can do. And when you love nature, you love yourself. However, the ancestors are also speaking about the injustices that have been going on the planet. And we want those who know to be shielded from what's coming. Om Shanti. Om. Om Shanti stands for peace, inner peace. Om Shanti. Yes, we are observing what's going on in the earth. Om Shanti Om. Let us give thanks for each moment. Let us send out prayers and meditation to the earth that is suffering from the ignorance of the human condition. Let us have the ceasefires where bombs and ammunition and missiles are being pounded on the earth, let us send out a cease fire. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Let us give thanks that we are able to use our mind power, our solar power from the sun, because we are from the sun. We are the sun people. Let us give thanks and praise that we can send out the sounds, the vibration of into the clouds, to Mama Earth, Mama. Those who know, feel her energy of why we are pounding the earth, earthquakes for the open wound so everybody can see. The destruction is happening because of what we think. Oh my. Let us think and be the change that we want to see. Let us send out prayers and meditation to the people who are subject to the bombs, subject to weather conditions, man-made or otherwise. Let us move forth and let us be of one mind. Hurricane Helen coming alongside her is another one that is supposed to be making landfall. Let us send prayers. Let us send healing love to the weather. Let those who know be protected and shielded and move in a way that will align your mind, soul, and spirit so we can move away and to the power of the love frequency. And knowing that what affects one affects all of us. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. And those who are wanting a realignment in their body's temple system, let us give thanks. When our alignment is whole, we're able to do the things to help ourselves and others. Give thanks for Brother Willpower. The earth is the Lord, and the fullness thereof. So ones might call out Yeshua the Christ, which is a title Christ. It's not Jesus Christ or not Yeshua Christ. It is Yeshua the Christ, which we have that within our mind, body, and spirit. So I would love for the collective in the chat to take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Amla, amla hiao, shamala, siwa mua, shamala, healing, sending healing, 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 energy, 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 energy to Mama Nature. Yes. 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 It is done. Asheo, Ashewa. And I believe and know that Ankh is going to be taking us into the amethyst pool for those who sent out the word sound and who may be dealing with certain issues. We now hand it over to Ankh Rising Sun. Asheo, Ashewa. Thank you. Thank you, Ankh Rising Sun, for allowing me to do what I do.
Yeah,
Are
keep
you?
doing what you're doing, Kufunya. I'm doing an experiment.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to look in the chat, or can Laji look in the chat to see, or let me look in the chat myself to see if there's anyone who needs a particular, who wants a particular situation to be cleared out. Okay. Okay, so can you put a thumbs up if you can hear me in the chat, please? Okay, so can you put a thumbs up if you can hear me in the chat, please?
We can hear you.
Okay. Is there anyone who would like a special meditation towards, or a family member that might be experiencing something? And can you put the pool up for the visuals? we're going to go into the amethyst healing pool. The amethyst healing pool. Ankh.
Yeah, California, I got my hands full. So go ahead and
okay.
take it.
Okay. So I want, this is Shihat. Am I saying your name properly? Okay. Shihat. You would like a healing for my fear of being seen. She shot. Okay. She shot. She shot. Fear is false evidence appearing real. What I would love for you to do, if you will, if you are open to it, is to write down, why are you fearing being seen when you are here on the planet? You are here to experience things. You are beautiful. You're made in the image and likeness of creation. You can be and do anything that brings happiness to you. Happiness is the key. And what you can do, you can, when those fears come up, and it might not even be you. It might not even be you. It might be other energies that are coming, because remember, we are antennas. We are antennas, and we pick up different frequencies. Okay? So I want you to look in the mirror when you get an opportunity and say, I love myself. I love myself. Even if your ego doesn't believe it. But if you keep saying it, if you keep going into the mirror exercise and love who you are, even in the beginning, it's going to be like, she's not serious. Keep doing it anyway. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. And fear lowers your frequency. I know you know that. Yes. 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 Spirit is saying yes, yes, yes. You receive, you receive, you receive. Anu, salutations and greetings. Would love a healing meditation for all of us. Well, that's what we just did a few minutes ago. Where one or two are gathered, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. That is happening. The word, sound, power. The power of the tongue. The power of your thoughts. So yes, let us now once again do a healing. I like to call it an alignment for everyone who's in the chat and beyond. Just see yourself the way you want to be. Shamana. Ooh. Shumaya Shalama Yomasi. Aya Malo. Shanama, 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 yo, we la ma, Shalama. Yvonne Moore, thank you for asking. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. This is coming from the heart. The chants are for you and beyond. Yvonne Moore, I am going to ask you to refrain as much as possible from eating foods that cause inflammation. I would like you to talk to your knees. Talk to your knees because they have consciousness. Talk to your knees.
Okay, I'm
To
back,
your
Kafunya.
knees.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you for holding sacred feminine goddess space, Kafunya.
Yes.
Salutations, salutations. So, family, this is where we're going to light it up because Kafunya got it up. Laji's back. Because us men, we had to go take a drinking break. The men went out drinking. So
and I would like to ask Yvonne, she can contact me and I can give her some more formulations for the knee.
yeah.
My number is 347-972-0901. That's 347-972-0901. Miss Henderson, I wonder what would happen if you put this in your mojo bag, and ritual candles will give you the spiritual work more power.
Oh, she must be talking about the Y power.
White power,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yes.
sis. Thanks for sharing that. Because you got the power. That's Oregon, and everything is based on Oregon is another word for spirit. So yeah, and we're going to collectively put our Oregon to somebody's knees. Whose knees are those?
Those
Let's see,
are Miss Henderson.
Miss Henderson's knees.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
Yvonne
shout out to
Moore.
Stephen. Shout out to Stephen in the
Yeah, brother
chat.
Steve from
Yes.
Staten Island. Good to see you, bro. Let me see. Let me change this
Not Staten
lighting.
Island. Bayonne.
Oh, Bayonne. Oh, okay. All right. So, Lodgy, you got any prayers for healing the knees before we do it before I take it? You gotta unmute your phone. Unmute.
You do. Oh, let me unmute. Sorry,
Oh, you got it. You got it. All right. You're unmuted.
I'm unmuted. Okay, we got healing prayers.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Let's all of us imagine. Let's see, make sure Yvonne Moore is in the middle of this center of this light, and we put our hands around her. Countless people who have been listening focus on Yvonne Moore.
Okay, I would like to heal meditation for knees. All right, this is healing. Healing decrees for the whole body. Through the beloved, fiery, victorious, mighty, and present, which I am, I demand, I command the full power of the violet flame to transmute cause effect, reckon the memory of every thought, feeling, spoken word, or action I have ever expressed in time frame or dimension, both known and unknown, that reflects negative character and personality, ill health, poverty consciousness, or financial lack of limitations of any kind. I demand your royal blue flame, the will of God, your golden yellow flame of illumination, your golden pink flame of cosmic love, your pure white ascension flame, your emerald green flame of healing and prosperity, your golden orange flame of the resurrection of life, your violet consuming flame of invincible purity, and the blue lightning flame, substance, and miracle of purity. Move this into action to build perfection within me, making imperishable and self-luminous and forever blazing with permanent happiness to me and all I contact and to all I ascended and free. Almighty I am, almighty I am, almighty I am. I would also like to say to this sister, get some of the Y powder and see what that does for you. See what that does for you. You know, I got more healing decrees, but that's going to be super powerful for her too. If you want me to do another one, I got another one. But you know, the Y powder, say that along with these decrees, and you're going to see magic happen. Uncle Hank, Uncle Hank, are we there?
Yeah, go ahead. What'd you say?
No, I was just telling the sister she should also get the Y powder, and you know, we got other decrees and so forth. But now she says that decree, and with the Y powder, she's good. There's another decree here, also full body decree. But you know, I've said it many times, and she go back to see, check out some of the programs and pick up some of the stuff that we got.
Yep. All right. Well, let's give her a shotgun right now. So I am in me. I am in Laji. I am in Kofunya. I am in Yvonne Moore. I am in all the listening audience. Yes, I am supreme healing activation. Jalaban, Jalaban, Jalaban. Sehar, Sehar, Sehar. Yes, I am supreme forgiveness cascading through Yvonne's knees. Yes, I am. I am healing waters shining through her knees. I am castor oil wraps around Yvonne Moore's knees overnight, wraps around her knees. I am Y power. So let it be spoken. So let it be done. Magnify, magnify, manifest, manifest. So let it be spoken. So let it be done. Okay. Now we got Star Dipper stocks, strength, health, and abundance to Lacinato's family. Word, word. I am in me. I am in Logi. I am in Kofunya. I am in all the listening audience. I am within Star Dipper stocks. I am supreme health, shining, radiating from all surrounding trees, effortlessly flowing into Lacinato's family. I am earthly wealth in abundance, cascading, saturating, elevating, inebriating, elevating Lasanato's family. So let it be spoken. So let it be done. Magnify, magnify. It's already yours. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next, who's next? Who's next? Let's see. Let me scroll through here. You want to hit it anymore?
Me?
Anybody else? I'm looking through here. Oh, Shishak was fear of being seen. That's taken care of by Kofunya. Let's see. Zero water filters are good. I got one too. All right. So I am healing the entire world. Let's put the whole planet up before we bring it to a close.
Yes.
Everybody in the lavender amethyst pool. Everybody in the pool. Anybody who needs healing, put them in the pool. Yeah, give us those ringing bells, singing chimes, Kofunya.
All right.
Yes. Ascended masters in the amethyst pool with jacuzzi jets of amethyst, lavender, jasmine, liquid spirit in the pool, washing everyone's spirit clean in the pool. Yes. And put our hands between the planet that we are spaceship planet Earth. Send healing energy to all the surface of the world. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So let it be spoken, let it be done. I want to thank you, Laji. I want to thank you, Kofunya. I want to thank Willpower Man. If you want to remember, family, also wrap the knees in Kinkaliba tea. Make a poultice. Okay. So until next week, may all of us
Strong.
strong in the purple ray as we come into the full moon manifestation of crystal light, amethyst, lavender, inebriating, shining, activating purification. Remember, you are the gods of antiquity. You are divine light. You are, I am. You are, my brothers and sisters, the miracles. Yes, I am loving all life. And yes, I am all life loving me. Yes, I am forgiving all life. Yes, I am all life forgiving me. Yes, I am fulfilling my destiny. Letting my heart light shine throughout eternity. Yes, I am thankful. Yes,
Unc,
I am forgiving. Yes, Kofunya.
I have something that I just want to double seal.
Go ahead.
Um,
Do your thing, Kofunya.
yeah. The key questions, the key lessons, the key questions that we must ask ourselves as much as we can remember. Who am I? Why am I here? What have I incarnated to do in this particular lifetime that I need to achieve before this lifetime is over? What is your mission? Because life can be long and life can be short. The limited time opportunity, when you're on the other side of it, if you have not accomplished what you came here to do, then you will have regrets. And not only will you suffer for it, but the other people who are looking for your particular contribution to the earth will suffer too, because you don't do the work that you could have done while you were here. And so this is something that I feel is very significant today. And I offered and reason about the way that my observation, huge numbers of human beings are so beaten down by fragmented information. So the best thing to do right before you go and rest up, who am I? Why am I here? What have I incarnate to do in this particular lifetime that I need to achieve before I go on to a new chapter? And the reason why I want to share this is because for me, I am in the process of writing and completing uh, words of power and insights. And Spirit said to me, Kafunya, I did not give you these words to keep to yourself. So get going. So that's why I would like to share that. So who am I? Why am I here? What have I incarnated to do in this particular lifetime that I need to achieve before this lifetime and this particular chapter is over? And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because I saw a gentleman on Next Level Soul. I think his name is Dr. Gilbert, Dr. Robert Gilbert. And those words that I shared with you are the words that he shared to the audience. So these are just friendly reminders of what we must do. We're on a mission. And with that, I thank you for listening to my word, sound, and power. Thank you, Uncle Hanky. Thank you, Laji. Thank you to the chat. And thank you for the healing energy of the liquid white power, the liquid amethyst, and the lavender vibration. Saint Germain.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Ashe. Any last word, Laji?
No, good. God bless you.
Right on.
Yeah, right on
Okay.
with the right on.
Here we go. Night, night, y'all.
Night, night.